Good, happy Thursday evening, May 12, 2022. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Thursday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Thursday evening, so let's get started right now. First up, as 1 million COVID-19 deaths recorded in U.S., New Hampshire families remember loved ones. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
If you're a contractor and Beltade's Building Supply wants to be your first choice for lumber and building products, our contractor sales team can expedite orders for timely delivery right to your job site with our huge 50-vehicle delivery fleet.
Visit us at beltades.com or any of our 9 locations.
1 million Americans lost the reality of a virus that has held the world in its grips for more than 2 years and has left families across the country with a feeling of emptiness. Here in New Hampshire, 2,499 Granite Staters have died from COVID-19, including Royal Wallace III, a former EMT, Renee Johnson, who loved telling jokes, and Leo and Anna Barron, married for nearly 60 years.
We just had a very tight-knit family, and he was the center of it, and so he's been very greatly missed.
We have a lot of young children in our family, so these kids will never get to grow up with their grandfather.
They did everything together, and one of the things they loved to do was ballroom dancing, and they had done that every Saturday night.
All 3 families lost their loved ones early on in the pandemic, during a time when hospitals and nursing homes were not allowing visitors. Not being there for those final moments has made the grieving process more difficult.
It feels like we're still stuck back in that awful, dreadful time.
The worst part of it all was that I just wasn't able to hold his hand when he died.
We didn't get to have the appropriate burials. We didn't have the appropriate goodbyes.
But as they continue to honor their loved ones, Michelle, Linda, and Angela say it's important for the rest of us to remember 1 million is not just a number.
It's a dad, it's a mom, a brother, a sister, a child, a friend. It's all of us as human beings.
And all 3 families say they are grateful to the doctors and nurses who were at their parents' bedsides and took care of them in their last moments. Live in the studio, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Six more COVID-19 deaths reported in New Hampshire. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
My old roof was an asphalt roof. It was really starting to look ragged. It's an island house. I wanted it to blend in better, and so I just...
Back to the pandemic now. Confirmed active cases of COVID now top 4,600 in New Hampshire. That's the most since early February. DHHS announced 708 new cases from yesterday. That's the most for a single day since late February. There are also 6 new deaths to report, bringing total Granite State deaths now to nearly 2,500.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Manchester chooses new school superintendent. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Your property demands equipment with more reliability built in. Kubota equipment is ready to get the job done right. Bring home the Kubota L2501 tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months.
Where best means second to none, MD.
Well, Tom, Jennifer Gillis has been serving director of the district since February. Now, she last night, Manchester's Board of School Committee, they voted to appoint her to the full-time position. Now, Gillis took over for former Superintendent John Goldhart earlier this year. She's worked in the district since 2014, serving as principal of Southside Middle School and later as the assistant superintendent in charge of facilities and operations for the district since 2018. She helped the schools with their pandemic response, and while she acknowledges that kids did fall behind during that time, she does have a plan to bring them back up to speed.
We got to learn and lean into what we learned from the pandemic, and we need to make sense of those new things that we succeeded at. So, remote learning, we learned a lot, and we were able to take those lessons and keep applying them back when we were in the classroom.
And Gillis signed a 3-year contract with the district, although she does have an option for a 4th year after that term expires. We're live in Manchester tonight. Scott Cook, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Ultralight parachute crashes along Pemigewasset River. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Your property demands equipment with more reliability built in. Kubota equipment is ready to get the job done right. Bring home the Kubota L2501 tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months.
Where best means second to none. MD.
And we do begin with some breaking news out of Plymouth, where an ultralight parachute crashed along the Pemigewasset River. The Plymouth Fire Department says the pilot is not hurt. Officials say he was trying to avoid power lines when he crashed. The Federal Aviation Administration is investigating this situation.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Biden marks 1 million U.S. lives lost to COVID-19. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Our Chief White House Correspondent Cecilia Vega. And Cecilia, COVID, a main focus of President Biden today.
Yeah, George, exactly. He is calling this a tragic milestone today in our country. We will see him issue a proclamation at some point today commemorating these lives lost. He's also going to order flags to be lowered. And he's addressing, as you guys mentioned earlier, this global COVID summit. These are going to be pre-recorded remarks. So let me go back to that statement that he issued this morning. Take a look. The president says, quote, "We must remain vigilant against this pandemic and do everything we can to save as many lives as possible as we have with more testing, vaccines, and treatments than ever before. It is critical that Congress sustain these resources in the coming months." Now, look, the White House has been pushing for more COVID funding. This $10 billion aid package, however, remains stalled right now on Capitol Hill, with billions in Ukraine aid taking priority. And officials here are warning that the U.S. could be looking at another fall and a winter surge. They say securing funding for more targeted vaccines and therapeutics is crucial. But, Michael, while this country this morning is mourning all of these lives lost, the White House morning these lives lost, the message today from here anyway from this president is still going to be get vaccinated and boosted. That is what is going to save lives.
Do whatever it takes, Cecilia. Thank you so much for that.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great evening. Good night. Goodbye.